What is Linda Danvers called when she's in costume, flies down, and saves someone?
I don't know.
Swoopergirl. It's the greatest DC Comics show on YouTube. Welcome to Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and we are so happy that you're here. We, being myself, Ryan Magic Lasso, and also part of Team Awesome tonight, is silver-haired Bronze Age Babe. How are you?
Good evening. Hello. I am great. Thank you. I have to say I miss the introduction, the little video thing. Where did it go?
StreamYard took that away for free users.
Oh.
And they said, oh, if you want to do that, you can pay for it.
Oh, well, forget that.
So what I'm saying to StreamYard is, guess who's looking for a new hosting provider?
Yeah.
Not a fan of forcing me to do stuff.
That kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, it doesn't matter. The best part of Magic Lasso is Magic Lasso, not his introduction. So yeah.
Thank you. So tonight you might be wondering what's going on in the kingdom. Why do we not have a signature king here tonight? And Signature King and Signature Queen are celebrating anniversary.
Oh, well, that is excused.
So
that's totally excused.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And he let me know in advance. So it wasn't like one of those at 4:00 this afternoon. He said, oh, I'm not going to be on the show. Yeah. He let me know far in advance. So thank you for, even though this isn't your normal week to come on, you came on and you're still coming on again next week too. So
absolutely. I'm here to assist, and I always have so much fun.
Yeah, it's always great to have you on.
Yeah, and you and I have come up with a couple fun books to talk about, which we'll get to. So
for sure. We'll start out by saying hello to our chat, starting with Muabunga, to White Tiger Cool, Calm Collected. Ruben is here first in the live chat. And then when it comes to Jackson Roykirk, what do I always say to him?
You say meow. Hi, Jackson. And I'm not going to do it today, Jackson, but I want you to know that this week is the week that I'm going to rip apart this book.
Oh my God, that looks like an original too.
It's a diorama.
Oh, no.
I'm going to make a diorama.
And it's original. It's not a facsimile, right?
It's original. Yeah. They
oh my God.
I know. They haven't facsimiled this one. So yeah, baby, it's going down.
Oh my gosh. Someday I just have this feeling that you're going to say to the Wi-Fi hotspot, what happened to all of the scissors in the house? And Wi-Fi hotspot is going to reply and say, some man offered me money to remove all of the scissors permanently from the house, and I accepted it.
And he has this beautiful, elegant, I believe, New Orleans accent. And he was charming as all hell, but he managed to get in the house and take all scissors, axes, X-Acto knives, razor blades.
Yeah, fingernail clippers, don't even have them.
Don't even have that. So yeah. Only for you, Jackson. I'm going to do it for you.
Oh boy. I'll still watch too, because that's just how I am. I'll still watch. I'll still comment. It's just how I am.
Well, and one of the I'm going to burst into our news thing here. But,
let's go for it.
Yeah. So in DC news, I did see that in October, DC is going to publish a facsimile version of the House of Mystery book.
Yeah.
Which is a glorious book. You should all buy it just because it's great and the stories are fun. The art is amazing. But I'm really thrilled about it because on the back of that one is a diorama. So I didn't do that to my original House of Mystery Treasury because it's too nice. But for $14, I'll shell out that money and ruin.
What about the foil copy?
Maybe I should get that and keep that pristine. Or should I get a foil copy?
Foil copy to do the diorama in foil.
I already talked to my comic book store about making sure I had a copy of that, but maybe I'll let them know I need a foil as well. And look, there's it's fun. It's fun and evil. So
I think it's a little more evil than it's fun.
Well,
just my thoughts.
I know it's there. I don't find many channels on the YouTube comic book community of people who do what I do to comic books. So
I will say that you do kind of have the market for that.
Yes, I do.
So you do.
Yeah.
So in other DC Comics news, with some SDCC stuff, let's start out that DC was the biggest winner on the Eisner Awards this weekend at SDCC. So congratulations to them. The winners that are DC Comics related: Best Short Story, Spaces by Phil Jimenez from DC Pride 2024, issue number 1.
Okay.
Best Limited Series, Zatanna, Bring Down the House. Best New Series, I couldn't believe this, Defeating Absolute Batman. The winner was Absolute Wonder Woman. Best Archival Collection or Project was David Mazzucchelli's Batman Year One Artist Edition.
Oh, I would go for that. That's a worthy honoree.
Yeah, Best Writer, Kelly Thompson, who writes Birds of Prey and Absolute Wonder Woman for DC. Best Lettering, Clayton Cowles, who does Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Batman, Batman and Robin, Birds of Prey, Jenny Sparks, and Wonder Woman. And then Best Coloring, Jordi Belair, who does Absolute Wonder Woman, Nice House by the Sea, and Birds of Prey. So congratulations to all the big Eisner winners.
Well done. That's quite an honor. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jackson. You're very kind.
Also announced at SDCC, Frank Miller will be drawing Wolverine versus Batman. So, we have all of these upcoming crossovers between the two companies, and his project is going to be that. So we'll see.
Go for it. Maybe, if it keeps comics a going concern, then okay. Yeah. Go for it.
Absolute Batman teams up with Absolute Wonder Woman in the December issue, which I think is Absolute Wonder Woman 15, if I'm remembering correctly. It comes out on December 24th.
Oh, so, Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, there hasn't been a lot of Absolute tie-ins, like characters interacting and crossing over a lot. So this is like kind of big news for that Absolute version. So also announced Absolute Green Arrow will be coming to that Absolute universe very soon.
I have to ask a stupid question. Do the Absolute universes, do they do different things? Are they in different timelines and worlds, that kind of thing?
Yeah. Like, to give you an example, Absolute Wonder Woman was not raised by Hippolyta. She was raised by Circe.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
And they take a lot of the lore and just kind of twist it a little bit and like, what if this had happened and what if that? Like, I think Absolute Batman is not a millionaire. Okay. So, yeah, it's an alternate Earth story.
Yeah, Jackson said, okay, got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Also coming, SDCC news. We have, I was really excited to hear this. George Perez New Teen Titans Artist Edition coming in 2026.
Oh.
Page count, release date, and price point have not been announced. Just the fact that it is coming. I will have that.
You know what? Listen, as a recent recipient or owner of the Neil Adams book like that, you owe it to yourself, if you are a fan of that artist, to pay the nice people, because you will. It's almost so good that I want to buy another copy and X-Acto knife out pages and put them in frames and convince people that, I have
it is the original art.
Because the scans are so amazing, and nothing beats just sitting there with your, coffee or iced tea and with that one of those big things on your lap and just being able to dive into that original art. You're going to be.
Because they are in the same size that it was produced.
The original size, yeah. It's these books are phenomenal, and so I'm glad to hear that for the George Perez fans.
I'm kind of hoping that.
To look at.
I'm hoping that if that does well, that maybe they would do a George Perez a George Perez Artist Edition Wonder Woman, because I think and Wonder Woman and Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think both would be great.
So they won't they won't have sections in his artist edition of his various works.
No, I believe this is all going to be New Teen Titans material.
Oh, New Teen Titans. You said that. But I'm old and I forget things. Okay.
Nope, that's okay. So I think that's what it's going to do. It's going to be all New Teen Titans material.
Wow.
That's going to be in this. But that is a must-have for me.
Yeah, no, save the money and pay the nice people. You will not be disappointed in those. Do you have other artist edition books?
I have a Marvel one that's on John Byrne's X-Men from the Bronze Age, which is like the peak of his artistic talent is that range.
Those books are knockouts. They're absolute knockouts.
Yeah, they are. And they're just stunning in that size. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, with the Neil Adams one, it's almost like, as I go through it, it's like, wait, okay, the Batman section is great. The Dead Man section is great. Oh, and then they have, mystery books and some Superman. Oh, so I see most are for one issue. I get it. Okay. Yeah. Well, that explains why the Neil Adams book, because they surveyed his entire career, and it weighs 11 pounds.
Wow.
It's a very heavy book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it took them a long time to find good scans.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it took a long time to build the book. So hopefully,
one of my favorite things that they do that I like looking through those is, or if I see original art at a show or something, see if there's any notes written, out of the printing era or anything. That's to me, that's the fascinating stuff. So
yeah, I found, and I put this on my Instagram, I found in the Neil Adams book an original sketch for one of my favorite books of all time, The Brave and Bold #82 with Aquaman and Batman. Yeah. And I like the original idea way better than whatever, than what came out. So that was, it's just fun to see it and kind of remarkable. Wow.
Yeah. So news-wise, let's take a look at the box office real quick just to see how Superman Returns does. After 2 weeks at #1, it's fallen to #2. That's still very respectable. It came in this weekend with 24.8 million.
Wow.
That brings the grand total to this. It's past the 500 million mark. So that's a huge success.
Wow.
So I think it's like 289.5 million grand totals since release.
Wow. Well, you know what? Good. Then, keep going, and put this stuff back in the national conversation in a fun way, I hope.
Yeah.
I have one bit of news related to that I saw. So James Gunn announced he has hired a script writer for a Wonder Woman movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is the woman who wrote the Supergirl movie. So I assume you have high hopes that this will actually see the light of day.
Yes. And I think that Tony is the one who said, this has not been announced. This is just a fan theory at this point, but it certainly makes sense. Tony says, I'm sure the villain's going to be Cersei. And that makes so much sense because Cersei was introduced in Creature Commandos, which is a James Gunn project.
Yep.
Cersei has never been in any of the other live action movies or TV show so that is like a great, and he's kind of into this like Gods and Monsters era as his first arc, and she would qualify more in the God realm, so, and she turned some of the men into monsters. So like she really qualifies for that. And I think that that's who will, and I perfectly give credit to Tony. I think that's who we'll see as the villain.
And the movie, tends to rise and fall on a villain, and I thought, World War I and, Mars or whoever was the villain was good.
Yeah, Ares,
I thought Ares, thank you. I thought where 1984 flopped was, the villain wasn't that great.
Cheetah should have been the main
villain. She should have been the main thing.
And they should have used George Perez's origin of Cheetah. That is what that would have been theatrical good. And don't come up with your own original idea.
Right.
It's no.
Yeah. So well, that's good news. That's good news.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to say that I haven't had the chance to say yet about Superman Legacy is watching a lot of the interviews with James Gunn and the cast and stuff too. Everyone says to James Gunn, what about a sequel? What about a sequel? They were saying that, even days before the movie was released. And, I always thought, at first I thought his response to that was so odd. He's like, well, I don't know if we have a sequel. And then I stopped and really dissected what he's saying. And I don't think he's saying we don't have another movie. I think that I think to us as the public, we look at a sequel as another movie with the same cast.
Right.
And to him as a filmmaker, he looks at a sequel as something that continues that story I started.
Right. Yeah.
And I think we're calling it the same thing, but it's two different things. So yes, I think there's going to be another movie, but is it going to be a continuation of that storyline? Probably not. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, kind of like what the Snyderverse I thought did, which, whether you like it or not, it's like, okay, the next time around, we're going to bring in Batman. We're going to start telling a bigger story, and we're going to bring in, the Justice League and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can't imagine making all that money and getting all that goodwill and all the positives and having those wonderful actors under contract for however long they have them. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see Corenswet and Brosnahan again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope it's that it's focuses as much on them and even more so than this film did. So
yeah, I agree. And I've been watching a lot of, interview footage and the promotions that they've been doing for the movie have been as good as the movie, quite honestly. And it's really the three of them. It's Nicholas Hoult, Rachel, and David. And David especially, to me, and I think this is a very good thing, he does not come off as like this big movie star. He comes off so approachable.
Yep.
And so do the other ones too.
Yeah.
But I mean, for a guy that the film is resting on his shoulders.
Yeah.
He just comes off like someone you would want to be friends with,
Yeah. Yep. The guy from Smallville. I remember saying, she says, patting herself on the back, when they announced Rachel Brosnahan, one of the things I said was like, and she's great on talk shows. And don't sleep on that, because that's what gets picked up in clips and online, and
that can sell your movie.
That can help sell your movie. She's very good at that, and so yay.
Yeah. So to me, that's kind of the highlights of what's going on news-wise, unless you had anything else that you wanted to add.
I know nothing. I was just so happy that I stumbled upon that one thing about the writer.
You did a good job.
Thank you. Yay.
Well, we're going to segue over into our retro review, which you picked out tonight. Tell us what you picked, and we're kind of doing a topic tonight and why you picked it. Or I guess it was a collaboratory effort.
Yes. Well, Supergirl has definitely entered the chat. So it seemed like a high old time to visit some Supergirl in the Bronze Age. And the reason we picked it, or when Ryan and I put our heads together, we're like, her dating life was a mess in the Bronze Age. Let's talk about that. And I said, you know what? Have I got a great book for this?
Yeah, and you'll kick us off tonight. This is Adventure Comics issue 384.
84. So this is from 1969, and the story is called The Heroin Haters. Are you with me so far? This is great. So the splash page gives you an idea of where she's going to end up on the planet Torma, and they hate women there, so that should be fun. So the story kicks off with Supergirl at Stanhope College, and she's bemoaning the fact that her superpower status is precluding her from meeting nice boys via the computer dating that her roommates are enjoying. So because in Supergirl's mind, because I'm super, how could I ever meet anybody who could meet my standards? I don't know. There's something about the L family that just kind of veers towards the self-aggrandizing, but that's just me. So what she decides that, you know what, I'm going to take care of this problem. She heads off to the Fortress of Solitude. And she fiddles with Superman's computer and turns it into a dating app. And she finds a Volar. a cutie from the planet Torma. Look at that stud. Now, Superman finds her hard at work at this, and he warns her that, the match might not work. It's a computer. You just never know what you're going to get, really, when you get there. And she's like, yeah, I don't care. And off she flies. Now, what you see there is a wee bit of super dickery, because it wouldn't be a Silver/Bronze Age story without little super dickery, where Superman's saying, well, I've been to Torma and I kind of know what she's heading for, but the only way she'll learn is she goes herself. So off she flies. And when she gets to Torma, she basically stops a building from melting. And in the process, meets Bachelor number 1, Volar. And this handsome devil is smitten with her telescopic vision powers. He has got good eyesight, but not quite as good as the telescopic powers. He immediately invites her home to meet the parents, because that's what you do. So flying off to Volar's house. Oh, look, there's Mom and Dad. Yay. So they're nice. They welcome her, give her dinner. But Volar's dad treats Volar's mom kind of like the hired help. And Supergirl is asking, why in the world is he treating her like dirt? And then you get this nice backstory that women on the planet are considered vastly inferior because long ago a jilted megalomaniac told them so. And with the help of a suppressor beam, which you will see on the next page there we go. It helped mind control all the women throughout the ages, that we are nothing, we are inferior, I deserve nothing because I'm just nothing. So Supergirl's like, oh, all right. So then we move on to part 2, and Supergirl is helping Volar keep the peace and kind of razzing the criminals about what a mere girl can do. But even though she's saving people and doing good works, she is not really winning any friends, nor is she influencing Volar in any meaningful way. Even though she feels something is off about him, she still thinks she can really go for him, as she says in that one of those panels where she's on the mountaintop. I could really go for Volar, but he's not serious about me, at least not yet. He treats me like a buddy. He's never even tried to kiss me or even hold my hand. But later that night, after she returns from a sightseeing trip, as one does, she overhears Volar and his dad talking about, well, tomorrow's the day, means you'll have to give up being Volar forever. I can't make any more serum for you. Now, Supergirl thinks, serum, he must be sick. And I wonder if I can help him. Supergirl is kind of lurking around. Volar finds her and says, are you still around? I've had it with you, Supergirl. Don't you know you're not welcome here? Get off Torma before I toss you into space myself. And she, of course, is like, well, he's trying to get rid of me, as his dad told him to do. He's like, no, you don't want to, it's not a disease. You don't want to be around tomorrow when you see what happens. And, but if you don't take my advice, you're going to find out you're not going to like what you see. Then when the fateful day arrives, she's outside and she hears, Volar and his dad. And she's like, so basically one of them says, oh, Supergirl, so you're still here. All right, come in. And then we get this nice panel of close-up of Supergirl's face. And she says, no, that can't be you, Volar. And you see someone saying, it is, though, Supergirl. Now you know the secret I've kept for years. A few seconds later, and the tear-filled eyes of the girl of steel guide her starward. Superman was right. This idea of mine was a washout. I made a fool of myself. I'm heading back to Earth where I belong. But then we go back, and it turns out that Volar is definitely a miss, but not a mister, because poor Supergirl, and you realize that Volar is actually a girl. Poor Supergirl, but you had to show her you were a girl, since she wouldn't leave. Yes, Dad, I'd have told her even if I could have continued wearing this living mask you invented and kept my Volar guise, but without the vitalizing serum, the mask doesn't really work. So, I have to be a girl. And then Dad says, well, you saw how our men treated Supergirl. The same thing will happen to you if Torma finds out its mighty hero is really a girl. Even though you still have your superpowers, you must give up your career. And she says, no. Supergirl never let those sneers and jeers stop her. I won't either. And once again, a dynamic figure patrols the skies of the planet Torma, but in a different outfit. And we're left with this uplifting message of Volar saying, well, it's time for a change. It won't be easy to shatter prejudices that have prevailed for centuries, but by Torma's 7 moons, I'll do it someday. So even though Supergirl has left in a gay panic, our heroine on Torma is undeterred and going to fight crime and prejudice at the same time. And there ends one of my all-time favorite stories.
Plot twist, didn't see that happening. John's Comics with Friends popped in during that awesome review. Hope you're doing well.
Hi, John.
Jackson's looking for that device.
The serum. We need serum. I need some.
I don't think he wants serum. I think he wants the ray.
Oh.
That's what I took it as. So.
Yeah, I was like, I'm all over the serum, but do you have to buy it like at a house party? You know what I mean? like Mary Kay.
So I told my friend he's got, younger children, like 10 and 8 years old, and this is so off the topic, but I just got to share it anyway. I said to them, they said something to me once, some fact, just stated some fact, and then completely random, nothing to do with what they said. I said, but did you know that if the Avon lady falls on your sidewalk, you have to pay for it? And they looked at me and they go, what's an Avon lady?
God. Yes, we are ancient. We are ancient. All right, Ryan, top that one. Come on. What other bad dating scenarios can our poor...
Yeah. Just give me a moment here to tab on over. So this issue, I really picked it primarily for the cover. Once I started into the story, it isn't as much dating as I was hoping for. Oh. But I think that we have to acknowledge the cover. What's the good of being a Supergirl? Helping everyone if I can't even get a date. And she's crying with a cat.
With a cat.
That's how you become woman who has 56 cats in the house.
Cats.
And you see all their friends are partying it up inside.
Oh, woe is her.
Yeah. So
a classic cover, excuse me.
Let's see what made the Girl of Steel, the Maid of Might, cry. We get a splash page here. This is 1973. The perfect crime is being committed right now, and unless her X-ray vision can uncover the secret clue hidden on this body, she's going to be helpless to stop it. So that gives you a little hint of what's going on in the Garden of Death. So it's February. We've got a chilly frost going on. The girls that are attending Van Dyer University are all excited for the big Valentine's Day festival dance. And some of Supergirl's roommates, or I should say Linda Danvers' roommates, are talking about who's taking who to the dance. And they're all excited. And one of them says, I think Bob Lewis is taking Linda. He called this afternoon and asked where she was. So over at the School of Drama, Linda is rehearsing her Juliet role for Romeo and Juliet. And there's Bob, and he is steamed. Should have known Linda would have been here. Methinks fair Juliet has jilted me for the last time. Then after rehearsal, he says to her, Linda, this is the third time you stood me up on a date because of rehearsals. And she's trying to say, but I just, and he don't even want to hear it. He says, you can forget about the Valentine's Day dance festival. I'm going to find another girl to take, and maybe you and Romeo ought to go instead. She thinks to herself, oops, I just lost a terrific date, and I was so anxious to have Bob really dig me. So her acting partner playing Romeo says, hey, I couldn't help overhear what just happened. We kind of had the same problem. And she says, what do you mean, Frankie? He says, my girl, Mary Ann, just called and said our date for Valentine's Day is off. She was crying over the phone. I've never heard her sound so upset, but she won't tell me what's wrong. And then it says, I'll try to find out. So she's walking home, or she starts walking by Mary Ann's dorm, and her super hearing zeroes in on the sobbing, and the x-ray vision confirms Mary Ann's in a room shedding tears by the quart. And she might not confide to Linda Danvers, but maybe Supergirl can get through to her. So she flies through the window, shocks Mary Ann, and Supergirl says, doesn't take superpowers to tell you you're going through a bad scene. Do you want to talk about it? And she kind of points to the news. And authorities say Albert Brooks is being charged with first-degree murder because of positive proof that he killed the big-time gangster Lucky Coin Lacey. And Albert Brooks happens to be Mary Ann's father. And they're broadcasting live from outside his exotic garden that's on his estate. And the body was found in the garden this afternoon. There's footage of him being taken in the police car, proclaiming his innocence. The police arrested him a few hours later. He seems in utter shock. The officials say evidence is stacked against him. And she goes on, she being Mary Ann, says, it has to be a mistake. My father is not a murderer. My father was both my mother and my father to me after my mother died. He raised me. He couldn't harm anyone. And Supergirl notes how she's so positive that her father is innocent. So she grabs her and flies off to the estate because that was a live broadcast, so the authorities are still there. So when they arrive at the estate, they start talking to the cops, who are first a little shocked that Supergirl's there. And she says, what details do you have? And they're like, hey, this case is done and shut. We've got so much proof that he did it, This case is tighter than a dead man's fist stiffed in rigor mortis.
Oh, my goodness.
But Supergirl says, well, could you just run through the details with me once more? It's kind of important. He says, well, it won't help. So Mary Ann's father was sponsoring a formal exhibition of his garden this morning for some experts from the field all around the world. And they're quite taken with his extraordinary hybrid plant and his different things when a startling discovery is made. There's a coffin in there, and he doesn't know how it got there. And they're like, how could you not know that there's a coffin in there? Like, we have to get the police. And the clincher is, upon examination, they found this dagger in the gangster's chest with her dad, Mary Ann's dad's fingerprints all over it. And she declares it's a lie. And they're like, I'm sorry, Miss Brooks, I'm just doing my job. And Supergirl, what's wrong? Your face looks like you've seen a ghost. And she's like, it's more than a ghost. My x-ray vision has revealed another corpse. Oh no. And then they're like, well, we got multiple murders on our hands now. And they're like, Supergirl, could you do a complete x-ray search of the grounds? And she's like, I have to. And what does she find? A third one. And a fourth one in the clock.
Ew.
So that's the final one. They have 4 coffins right now. And they're like, these victims are also criminals, part of Lucky Coin. So it's his gang. It's like a gangland slaying. And now he's going to be charged with mass murder. And
serial killer.
Yeah, serial killer. And Supergirl's like, something about Lucky's body bothers me, but she can't pinpoint what it is. Mary Ann is furious. She's pounding on Supergirl, saying, you're supposed to help my father, but instead you pinned him to 3 more murders. And she says, I had to uncover the bodies. That's my duty. And she runs off crying, because of you, my father doesn't have a prayer. I never want to see you again. Never, never, never. And Supergirl thinks Mary must hate me more than any other person on Earth right now. At that very moment, in an underground hideaway, friend, phase 1 of the master plan's complete, but went off without a hitch, even though we didn't figure on Supergirl. And someone says, well, I did. And the success of phase 2 is kind of up to her. We've got it made, Doc. Supergirl is heading to the prison the next day to talk to Marianne's dad. And, you know, he's saying the authorities showed Lacey and the crooks were killed about 24 hours before my garden exhibition. But that day I was with a witness who can prove that I wasn't there. And she's like, well, that's great. Where's your alibi? And have you told this to the police? He's like, yes, but my alibi is missing. She's like, okay, your only alibi is missing. He's like, he and I were on an exhibition on Mount Taylor. And he was supposed to leave a few hours later, but he never came out. So Supergirl flies out, heads to Mount Taylor, uses her X-ray vision. And she wonders at first if she's seeing a mirage or an optical illusion. But she flies down to see there's someone that's caught by some plants when all of a sudden a great Venus flytrap man-eating plant wants to eat Supergirl. And he's like, oh my gosh, I
Look at
it's got her. You know, I mean, this is my savior, and all that's left is that cape. She's swallowed alive, all because of me. But nope, the Venus flytrap spits her out. And she says, hey, he tried to chomp down on my invulnerable body, and that ruined his appetite. So she was able to save him. That is his alibi. So Marianne's father does get out of prison, and he's exonerated for these murders. So Supergirl goes to fly away, and we cut back that phase 2 has successfully been completed. Someone is telling this to Doc. And Doc says, well, thanks to Supergirl's unwitting help, your plan has been faultless all the way. Time to snatch up our prized patient for phase number 3. So later inside of Marianne's father's mansion, he becomes a victim when all of a sudden he's captured. At the same time, Supergirl's over at the morgue, and she wants to look at the body of the gangster, the original gangster that they found. And she's like, the coin, that is the clue that I've been missing. I had this hunch, and I secretly suspected all along that it could be true. She's like, I've got to go back to the Garden of Death. And as she flies back to the estate, oh no, someone's in the sailboat. What is going on? At first I thought it was a tornado. But it's Marianne and she's in a sinking sailboat. We cut downstairs in the Brooks basement where Mr. Brooks has been captured. This doctor's going to start. He's got him tied up with a scalpel. Looks like he's going to perform some surgery. And then we find out that behind those bandages is Lucky Coin Lacey. He was believed to be dead. That was the body that Supergirl was looking at in the morgue. But it was an exact double. And this doctor is one of the world's greatest plastic surgeons. So what he's going to do is make Lucky Coin into the new Brooks, Mr. Brooks. He's already been exonerated for the crime, so he can get charged again. So that's the plan. We cut over to Supergirl with these swirling bay waters, and she's going to save Marianne, who's very hysterical. She's still convinced that I betrayed her. Marianne even says, I'd rather die than be saved by you after you condone my father. But Supergirl saves her anyway, as she does. Let go of me. Struggle if you want, Mary, but you'll have to listen to my story when I fly you home. Downstairs, the surgery has been complete. And he is an exact match for Mr. Brooks. So it's time to kill the original, right? He goes to shoot him, but he's not dead. Because Supergirl busts through and she melted the bullets from above with her heat vision. And she grabs a hold of the doctor. And the fake one claims that he's the real Albert Brooks. And the other one says, no, the real one says he's Lucky Coin Lacey. He was going to kill me. And Supergirl knows instantly that the one that says he's the real Albert Brooks, the one that's not tied up, is a fake. And he says, but what gave me away? And she said, the same slip up that tipped me off that your corpse was a fake. 20 years of flipping a lead dollar had to leave faint metallic residue in your fingers, a residue that was missing from the body I saw in the morgue. And he's like, I thought I had every angle covered. The lucky coin you carried around all these years turned out to be your jinx. Marianne arrives, and she's forgiven Supergirl because she knows the whole story now. And a few days later, it's Valentine's Day. The big dance is going on. I'm sure glad Linda contacted Supergirl so she could help you, as Romeo is reunited with Marianne, and they're going to the dance together. And she says, "You're glad. If it weren't for Supergirl, I wouldn't be alive. Neither would my father or his colleagues. I wonder how a superheroine spends her holiday." And the answer is exactly what our cover was. The answer would shudder your heart, Marianne, for you'd see the only girl on campus without a date. I'm a real winner when it comes to solving other people's problems, but why am I always such a loser at solving my own? Some Supergirl. I lost my date.
The end.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Hey, we got Sleepy Reader. Who
Hey,
popped in.
you know, Sleepy had a great video where he got the Neil Adams book, and he did a nice unboxing.
Oh, I'll watch that.
Yeah, you should. It's fantastic. And
that's cool.
Yeah. So,
and just a little podcast popped in real quick. Link.
Then he left.
Any links left?
They come, they go. Kind of like Supergirl's boyfriends. They come.
We wish you could stay tuned.
Yeah.
So thoughts about these stories that we looked at, and this is just a small sampling of Supergirl Bronze Age dating.
Well, you know, I first of all, this book will never, ever, ever, ever leave my personal collection ever. It's so ridiculous. The gay panic of it, I love every bit of it. I like how Volar's name is actually an anagram of valor. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like that because that is a valorous person trying to, help the people of her planet, even though they don't like the girls. And I must say, it's like, I would love it to, hey, DC, if you're listening.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. It was an interesting character. I kind of wish they had brought Volar back. Or, if Supergirl had gone a little feminist and said, hey, I'm back to help you. Mm-hmm. How are things? Or something like that. I think there was. Well,
I'll tell you something. That is a fantastic idea. And I am not saying this in jest. I'm not saying this smart-assy. I'm saying it very sincerely. Amanda Connor, I believe, who's writing the new Supergirl series? Everything that she's doing is like it's from this Adventure in Supergirl Volume 1 run. I think you should send her a note and tip her off to this issue that we just talked about, because you just gave an amazing idea.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to find her. I'm going to send her the link to this show. I'm going to send her. I will do that because there's an opportunity here.
There is. And trust me, she is pulling the costumes from the old time, like what Supergirl was wearing at this time. This feels so much like the Supergirl from late Silver, early Bronze that she's doing right now in this series. And it's fantastic.
Who is this again that I'm going to...
I want to double check just to make sure that I didn't, I would be very embarrassed, especially if she's watching on the rewind. But she's writing it and she's drawing it. Give me one moment. And I can't recommend this series enough because she is really doing well.
Well, I have never, while you're looking for that, I will tell the good people that I was never a Supergirl fan. And okay. First of all, they weren't in the pile of the original books that were hand-me-overs. So I had Batman, I had Superman, I had Lois Lane, I had the Legion of Superheroes. But I've only read her, in the last 20 years as I've tried to collect and see, do I like her? And the answer is no. And I think these two stories are great examples of why it just doesn't hit with me, because they just don't seem to know what to do with her. In the 60s and the 70s, she basically was a romance comic trope. You know what I mean? They were positioning her character the same as you would anyone in a romance comic, except she could fly. I don't have any dates. There's lots of crying. I don't have any friends. That kind of thing. And
it is Sophie Campbell, and thank you, Sleepy Reader, Sophie, if you're watching, I sincerely apologize, but I meant all the nice things that I said. She is writing, drawing, and inking this book, and she's doing an amazing job. Sophie, if you're watching, keep doing what you're doing, because I am loving what you're doing with Supergirl.
Great.
And I want to say hi to, just pause for a second and say hi to some other folks that have joined us too. Amanda Stafford's here. Hi, how are you? Thanks for stopping in. We have Greg M., who was at SDCC, and in the Jim Lee panel, they were going over Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow series. The movie's going to be based on next year. That's cool. And I'm sure probably as the movie gets closer, we'll probably even take a look at Woman of Tomorrow as a retro review, but probably not till next year.
Yeah.
And yeah, we do need that.
Ooh, that would be fun. That would be fun.
I don't know who this is.
Who is that guy? You know what? I haven't seen him in so long. Memory fades.
Yeah. But
if he's in the purple crown, I don't know.
If he's in Hershey Park, he's probably smelling milk chocolate, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Which isn't a bad smell.
On the Midville Orphanage, I think that was a better sided character. Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't mean to interrupt, but
yeah,
Sophie Campbell, we love you.
Yeah, well, I think they're just, she was just kind of in the Silver and the Bronze Age, she was just kind of a nothing burger to me. There wasn't anything remarkable or even funny about her. So she just kind of is flat. Now, it isn't to say I don't like, I did try and read the thing the movie's going to be based on, and I didn't like it a whole lot. I did like the TV show, like every other CW show. I loved it for 3 seasons, and then they put everybody in costumes, and I hated it. But
hey, Brian LCS has popped in. How are you doing?
Hello, Brian. So I think these stories are really indicative of what you find in Supergirl in the Bronze Age, because there's nothing really going on.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, wow. So you know what? That just says that they feel real good about that movie.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they're feeling really, really good about it.
I like the stories. I thought they were fun. It's typical. I mean, your story literally had, I didn't see that. I didn't know what the surprise was, but I wasn't expecting that.
No.
So,
and you know what? It's not written by Robert Kanigher.
No, it isn't.
I believe it's Carey Bates.
Yeah, that sounds right.
With that.
So. Yeah. My story wasn't so much like the cover. I mean,
they could have done a lot more. It's almost like they had this great cover. They had this other story.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. And they just merged the two together.
Yeah.
So they bookmarked it. And the cover is one of the bookmarks.
Yeah. And
so
what can we shoehorn into this? And Romeo and Juliet, that's what we'll do. So because they doesn't really match.
But I still enjoyed it. It was fun, Yeah.
Well, like you say, you've never met a Bronze Age story you don't like. So.
Pretty much, that's the truth.
Yeah. But she is of the moment, and she's going to be of the moment for the next year. So it's fun to revisit the character. When did she show up? 57, 56, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I should have gotten the book. I think they're going to do a facsimile
of her first appearance
of the action.
Yeah,
comic.
They are. Yeah. Which is her first appearance and Metallo's first appearance, even though he doesn't make the cover.
I didn't realize that was Metallo's first appearance.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So one thing that I've always wondered, even though you're not the biggest Supergirl fan, what is your favorite Supergirl outfit?
That's the other thing that they kept, particularly in Adventure Comics.
Yes.
They kept, what are we going to, we should change, readers were writing in, it's like, you should change your outfit. And they spent months and months and months, and they would just show you page after page after page of like, oh yeah, here's a sample. And then they would change the outfit and say, hey, it's a new outfit. But then it would change the next issue. You know what I mean? So, I guess I'm old school. I just think, the original with the S and the dress and the little belt, that one. I just don't think your story where she's wearing hot pants. It's just like, I know it's of the time.
I kind of like that outfit though. She did wear that for a long time.
Well, it was the 70s. So
yeah, I mean, but I like her 80s outfit too with the mini skirt. I can go without the headband though. But I don't know. And I also like the swinging 60s one where she had like the boots that went up to almost her thigh. Yes. I kind of like that too.
Well, it just shows to go like they were so concerned. The readers were so concerned about what she wore, not about what she was doing. What horrors would you inflict it? Well, stay tuned, Jackson. I'll come up with something.
Hello to Matt, who's here. Mr. Gretzky 9966. Great to have you stopping by. So yeah, she, and I remind myself that she was introduced as a Superman delivery mechanism. Yeah. So unlike Lois Lane and even Jimmy Olsen, who just had his own, was a much more successful spin-off. Both of those two characters were much more successful spin-offs, I thought, just because they were part of Superman's life on a daily basis, and because she just kind of disappears, and I think it was hard for me to connect with her in Superman's world. Oh, there's Luxinda. Hey, Luxinda, how are you?
Hello. So yeah. Okay. Supergirl.
Yeah. I'm a bigger fan than you, so I like it.
Come on, you want this now, though, don't you?
I already own that.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I just haven't read it, but I own it. Yeah.
Well, now you're going to dig it out, and
I'm going to read it again.
Now you're going to read it again.
Yeah, I am actively working on Supergirl's headlining appearances in Adventure Comics. Okay. So I have maybe about 12 or 13 to complete.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will segue over into our book show and talk about our channels. As we do that, I'll say that if you want to participate in the book show at home, you can use Instagram with the hashtag Fanboys Live and the Retro Review and share maybe something Supergirl, anything DC Comics oriented that you want to share with us as your at-home book show. You can do that with that hashtag.
Yeah.
So what do you have for book show and what's going on with your channel, or where can we find you? What's going on?
Okay, so book show. Oh my God, it's so large.
I haven't gotten that yet.
I have picked this up. Now, I haven't read it, but I have to tell you, it's a treasury. And no, there's no diorama on the back, Jackson. So I'm not ruining this. In fact, I'm going to read it at some point soon, hopefully this week. So, but I really love the fact that there's a brand new news story in a treasury. And as a fan of the format, and I love this piece of art. It's been sitting on my desk here in my office, and I've just been admiring it for a week.
It is nice.
Yeah, it's pretty. And then the other thing is Neil Adams related. I wish Tony were here because the Royal of Foils would get a kick out of this. This is a facsimile of the Batman 250. No mutilation, not in this one. I promise. So the Royal of Foils would get a kick out of this Batman facsimile 251. What's interesting is it came from the Neil Adams folks, and because he is gone and there's no way to get a signature with him anymore, they came up with basically a gold little stick-on thing of his signature.
So it's not an auto pen that automatically signs it. It's like an
application. Yeah, it's okay. So it's raised, so you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean it's nice, and I think I really was impressed with how cool it looks on a foil.
Yeah.
And I don't have that many foils, but I had to have this one. So.
Do they apply it, or do you put it on?
They do, because I mean, Jackson knows what would happen to me if I were actually trying to.
Well, I guess, and the other thing too, they don't want you to put that on like something that he didn't work on, and not put it on the intended book. So
right, yeah, and in fact,
but I'm sure probably if you unless they did them all in advance, I would say I wonder if you could request the placement of the signature.
I don't think so.
Okay.
And they come, they have a beautiful Mylar, and this is, the Neil Adams estate, and it's got the verification thing on there too, so that it's actually from them. Yeah. It's nice. I think it's really, really pretty. And I'm glad to have it in my collection. As far as my channel, I've been throwing up a lot of stuff for the last few days, and now we're coming to kind of a fallow period. But I'm glad that Brian LCS is here, because I wanted to give a shout out to the Comic Book Community Awards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Magic Lasso is nominated. I have voted for him in the appropriate categories.
Thank you.
And now I'm going to beg other people here, vote for me. I want an award. Do it. I don't care. You can vote for me in any category you want. I am on the list of nominees because I think Magic Lasso nominated me.
I'm not saying. My vote is...
But here's the thing. Here's why Magic Lasso and Tony and I...
yes, Tony is a nominee.
He's a fellow nominee as well. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. We play with all the toys. You know what I mean? These two guys have helped me realize that as a channel, a content provider, you could do more than just show books on a video every now and then. You can go on live streams. I've hosted live streams. Mm-hmm. I had my friend Rob on a couple of weeks ago talking about the Superman movie, shorts, the whole 9 yards. So vote for us, because I love playing in the comic book community sandbox. I've had a ball, and I won a little plastic piece of thing. I won an award. So vote for me.
I don't think they have a comic destruction category, says Jackson Walker.
Maybe there's some kind of honorary award for.
and because there's a troublemaker in every group, not that one.
Okay.
We're triggering people.
I know. Oh, now we're talking.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't ask you this ahead of time, so.
Oh, look, Brian's saying we can add that to the list for 2020.
Oh, good.
Yes. I promise
I will nominate you.
Are you kidding? I got that category locked.
You do. You have that. So essentially, just so you guys know, Silver Hair Bronze Age Babe wants to go to award winning from award wishing.
Yes. Award envious.
Yes.
Silver Haired Bronze Age Babe.
That's right. Yep, you got that one cinched up.
I'm sniveling. I am a sniveler if I don't get an award. So
I love it. That's great.
No one else will have a chance, Brett. You're right.
Yep. So I didn't ask you this ahead of time. So hopefully this is something you don't mind talking about. But don't you have an appearance on another show coming up on another channel?
I do.
Do you want to talk about that, or do you just want to leave that?
I can. I have been invited to Gary's 1011 this coming Thursday.
Okay.
And he has graciously asked that I provide, my topic is going to be, wait for it, Lois Lane. I know. So
I'm going to faint.
I know. Sleepy Reader Pest Award begging. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'll take anything. I'm not proud. And Gary is going to ask me, so was it harder? Because I've been on Gary's show twice. Mm-hmm. And he's going to ask me if it was harder this time to pick out the 12 books, and the answer is yes. I mean, it's been difficult because how do I think about this? But I'm still toying with it. So yeah, Thursday night, Gary's channel. Come on back and see what Lois Lane books I pick and talk about them. So, or Lois, always a good thing. Yes, it is. Yeah. Yes, it is.
And because somebody's really paying attention. I am on the 1011 on Tuesday night. So we're both on the same channel this upcoming week, just on different nights.
We're on fire.
Yeah.
What is your subject?
I am supposed to do, and this is so perfect for me, and this was Gary's idea, not mine, just to let you know. I am doing my favorite Bronze Age heroines.
Oh, fun. Oh, fun.
Yeah, and I've got some stuff in my mind picked out. The hardest thing is I got to start putting together a list of what I've already featured on that show, because this is like my 3rd or 4th time on.
Yeah, you don't want to double up.
So I got so much that I don't need to double up. So, but I've got some stuff in mind, and then maybe even tonight before we go to bed, I'm going to start pulling some books out.
I'm gonna make a request.
Okay. Like, no Lois Lane?
If Lady Cop is not on that list, we
got a problem because I don't own that book.
Oh. All right. Well,
I don't own it.
I have to write for Ryan's birthday, get him a copy.
yeah, exactly. Needs a Lady Cop.
Lady Cop. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there are other DC heroines, so I guess you can.
There are.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, fun. Well,
I'll be on Tuesday. And then talking about what's coming, since we're talking about coming up on my channel, tomorrow I have a back issue of the week. It's going to be about Galactus, big villain from the new Fantastic Four movie. And then Tuesday, comic book editions will be Fantastic Four Hall Part 2, and it's all Bronze Age FF. So this past week on my channel, I had comic book editions, Fantastic Four Hall Part 1, which you can watch right now, and a back issue of the week on Fantastic Four Issue 1, which you can watch right now. Plus, John's Comics with Friends and I did a JLA versus Avengers live stream last week, too. That's on the playlist folder and archived on my channel as well. So that's everything that I did. And I've already talked about what's coming up. Lady Cop is very affordable. Yeah, for sure.
Cheap. No one collects her. But they should. He needs a lady. Yeah, we're talking about the comic there, Jackson.
Greg, I want to tell you something. In the archive on my channel, there is a first issue special, Fanboys Live in the Retro Review. Watch that. It is maybe, I think, the funniest show we have ever done.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. And we've had some fun.
We've had some fun, but that one was a whole new level. Oh, Lord. So,
jeez. Yeah, but Jackson, she's only interested in the killer with the boots. I don't know.
And just so people know, the I need to was in reference of watching the review, not of needing handcuffs. So, for a book show, you, Silverhair Bronze Age Babe, have seen this already, but I wanted to share it anyway. Here's more Supergirl romance. Reveal that last Supergirl's secret marriage. So I thought that would be a good book show. A Crisis crossover Superman issue 415.
Is that a good story? Or
I haven't read this in so long.
Yeah.
I'll do a big spoiler here. It's one of those, like, she did marry this guy, but right after it happened, she got amnesia and didn't remember it for decades or whatever. So
it happens.
Yeah. But I wanted to show one more, and this is definitely more from the era that we covered tonight. Adventure Comics 402.
Oh.
Love Conquers All, even Supergirl. And maybe I should have picked this one tonight as the retro review, but maybe we can circle back around sometime in the future and look at this. She's saying, "Oh, Derek, when I'm with you, nothing else matters. That's just the way I planned, baby."
And she's got the boots you like.
Yes, that's the costume I was talking about. Yeah.
Well, no wonder you like that book.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Jackson just recently found about Supergirl's secret marriage. But like I said, I thought these two would be fun book show items tonight. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. How can the Supergirl movie top these stories? Go ahead and try.
You know what the Supergirl movie's not going to have that and it probably shouldn't have it, but it's still going to be a slight little disappointment for me. Mm-hmm. See if you catch this reference. Power of Shadow.
If it's not Streaky the Cat, I don't get it.
No. So. Power of Shadow. Did you ever see the Helen Slater Supergirl movie?
No, I know that it exists.
Okay.
I know who Helen Slater is.
So Faye Dunaway plays the villain, Selena, in the movie. And I think Mr. Gretzky is way far behind. I think he's lagging. Because that just came in right now. She plays Selena, the villain in the story, and she gets the Omegahedron from Argo City. And when she's going to command it to use its power to do her will, all her incantations start out with power of shadow. So it's like power of shadow, destroy her. And then I know, since it's Faye Dunaway, you expect Power of Shadow to come out with a whole bunch of wire hangers and just start beating Supergirl, but it's not wire hangers. So.
Or her to come out and say, "Way Rob Banks."
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, he's got the first appearance of Streaky. Yeah, he's really lagged.
Wow.
Not excited for Lobo. Yeah, I think he's supposed to be in the movie. So
I'm not excited for the actress.
I know you said that. I'm just happy that she's blonde, because the last time Supergirl was in a theatrical movie, she wasn't blonde.
That is true. I didn't have a reaction one way or the other. I was just glad they had a Supergirl character. And I actually thought, well, maybe that would make her more interesting to me. She's, taking time off from her softball team to join.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I know you don't like the actress. What is her name? Milley Alcock?
Yes.
Is that her name? Okay.
Yeah.
You know who I think she looks like? Leanne Rimes.
Yes.
That's who I think she looks like. Yeah, I think she looks like Leanne Rimes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Could be.
Absolutely.
But I think we're starting
at least not comics that I'm familiar with. I have reached the stage of life where I am so ancient that my references are just like in the Wayback Machine. So I try and be kind and generous that other people will love this the same way I loved the Christopher Reeve movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, because this is of your era. This is not of mine.
You even know what an Avon lady is.
I even know what an Avon lady is. Yeah.
And they said it so innocently. They go, "What's an Avon lady?"
Avon lady. I know. Show them a rotary phone. See, what do you do with that?
Yeah. Well, I think we survived the Greatest DC Comic Show on YouTube again this week. So we can talk about what's coming on next week, although it would be hugely embarrassing if he turns up and cancels on us, but I don't think he's going to.
I don't think he will. I think.
Do you want to announce who our guest is going to be?
Our guest is going to be Gary.
Yes, Gary B, the Casual Comic Guy. So we're on his channel this upcoming week, and then he's back here. He's going to be so sick of us. By a week from now, he's going to be so sick of us. He's going to
he will not want to cross our paths for another year, for sure. But here's a tease. We're going to be talking about Rima the Jungle Girl.
Yes.
So you don't want to miss this, because we're going through the entire run.
We're doing the entire series.
Yeah.
Not just a couple issues. We're doing the whole series.
The whole thing.
So
it's only 8, and art fills fast. So.
Is it 8? I thought it was 6.
6. Wait.
Is it 6 or is it 8?
It's we're both wrong. It's 7.
It's 7. Oh, 7. Okay. I thought it was 6, but okay, 7. We can
do it.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's good because it's a lot of art and not a lot of dialogue. So.
That's true, and there's backup stories that has nothing to do with Rima. It's all about space, and we're not covering those.
Right.
So.
There we go. So, we have.
We have people excited.
All right.
Wow, that's 2 more people that are excited than I expected. So.
I know. And she wears She dresses in spider webs. I mean, come on, you gotta. Mm-hmm. I can get behind a woman who does that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all comic books all week long for both of us, I think.
It is. It is Spider Silk, yeah. Cool. Classic Rima. Yeah. Jungle Girl. So.
People are into it. I had no idea.
I'm happy to hear that. So
yeah, good. Yay.
Yeah. Maybe someday we'll even do Starfire. And I'm not talking about the one from the Teen Titans. So she is Golden Age.
Rima is?
Yeah, Rima is.
Yeah, I mean, there's original novel.
Yeah, that she's based on.
Yeah, and Audrey Hepburn movie or something? Am I
Maybe.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, now I've been lit a fire.
Did we do a Starfire?
I don't think we did. Did we? I mean, I'm talking the original, not the new Teen Titans Starfire, but the one who had her own series.
Bronze Age one.
Yeah, the one that has one pants leg and then shorts on the other side. Yeah.
I have them, and I remember talking about, but maybe it wasn't with you. Okay. Green Mansions. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Sleepy Reader. Yep. Ed Jackson.
Jackson.
It takes a village here to tell a story, doesn't it?
It is. Now he's saying 8 issues. Why is he doing that?
I don't know, because I only think I have 7.
Let me look. I have them all. I've got to go into my CLZ and
well, right now. However many all of us can come up with, that's what we're going to do.
That's what we're going to do. So,
8 issues for Starfire is what he's saying.
Oh, Starfire. Okay, that makes sense. Starfire lasted longer than Rima did. And if I'm not mistaken, let me double check real quick.
Well, while you're doing that, and I'll also tease people that Ryan and I are threatening to kind of go off the DC reservation for a Fanboys and visit a Marvel title still in the Jungle World, talking about Sheena, the
Jungle Queen.
The Jungle Queen. I love those books. Yeah. So stay tuned. There may be a special edition.
There might be.
There might be.
I was going to say that Almighty Isis had 8 issues as well. So,
yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right.
This is fun. We did it. We lived to tell the tale.
We have. So thank you so much. We look forward to having you back on next week. We had an awesome on fire chat tonight.
You guys are, I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for joining and hanging out with us. It's so fun.
If you're not subscribed to the panel as well as the chats, please sub everyone up, build this community. If you need links for our panel, including the ones that aren't here tonight, you can look in the description for this video. If you watched on the rewind and made it here to the end, we certainly do appreciate that as well. Rima, the complete series next week on Fanboys Live and the Retro Review. Until then, adios.
Happy reading.